Hello, my name is Wainella Isaacs, and I'm a PhD student doing a degree in environmental engineering at the University of South Florida. I am from Guyana in South America. In general, I believe engineers are problem solvers. Specifically, environmental engineers solve problems or create solutions that improve the public health. They maintain water systems. You make sure that our energy systems are working sustainably. We try to produce zero waste systems. We look at management of solid waste. As an environmental engineer, so far I've been working on problems related to the use of water resources management for reduction of Aedes aegypti related diseases. So these are mosquito diseases such as the ones we're quite familiar in the Caribbean with: chikungunya, dengue, and Zika. I've had 2 out of the 3 that I can confirm. I'm not certain if I've had the 3rd. So I'm definitely really interested in how we can manage our water resources better to reduce incidence of mosquito-related diseases. And I've also worked on looking at how do you mainstream gender in the development of water and wastewater infrastructure projects. Now, when I usually say this, people are like, gender? But why even gender? Many persons think of gender as probably a social issue, but for engineers, gender is really a design issue. Men and women use infrastructure differently. They have different needs for infrastructure. So inherently, if you have only one sex in a boardroom or in a design meeting, then you're not going to capture all of the needs of your end user. So it's figuring out ways that you can ensure that the needs and the priorities of men and women are incorporated in the design of these water and wastewater infrastructure systems. I believe in choosing any career path, mentorship is important, and the reason why I can now call myself an environmental engineer is because of my mentor and my PhD advisor, Dr. Maya Trotz. I've known Dr. Trotz for about 8 to 9 years now. We're both from the same country, and she's a part of our high school alumni network. And I did well at some examinations in the country, and I got on her radar. She tried to recruit me for undergrad at that point in time, but I decided that building a Caribbean network is important to me, so I went to the University of the West Indies. And while I was there as an undergrad, Dr. Trotz was the principal investigator for an NSF research experience for undergraduates, a Tampa Interdisciplinary Environmental Research program. And as an undergrad, I spent 10 weeks doing research here at USF on looking at how can we optimize photocatalytic systems for water disinfection. That just means like how can you use sunlight and certain chemicals to produce radicals in water that can kill bacteria. That's like the simplest way I can try to put this. But spending time at USF, that was my first introduction to the University of South Florida here, and working in environmental engineering problems. By the time I finished undergrad, I was gonna go off to do a master's in Europe, and the thing I was interested in, must have had a component of something environmental related, something energy related, something to do with water, and something to do with finance. Just as I was about to pay to go off there, I spoke with Dr. Trotz, who has kept tabs on me throughout that period, from since she met me in like 2007. And she's like, you should come to USF and do your PhD in environmental engineering with me. My advice to students, do as I say and not as I do, because I had no idea what I was signing myself up. But I do really believe that this is where I'm supposed to be. So I came into environmental engineering because of mentorship and having persons who are further along in the career who are very invested in development of the next generation. My favorite thing about being an environmental engineer so far, I think that I don't feel like I'm any one thing. I feel like I can incorporate all of the things I love. So like I love economics, and there are opportunities to bring in economic principles into my work. I've see the value in the social sciences and in anthropology. So I claim no expertise in this area, but it's great to learn how you apply those things in an environmental engineering context. I love the fact that you can you can solve any problem or propose a solution to any problem. You can start from a position of having no knowledge and go from zero to hero in a pretty short space of time. So I think that's what I learned. It's like there's no telling. Every day is different, and there's something new to learn. Because environmental engineering is so interdisciplinary, I believe everybody has a role to play in, or everybody can contribute to the field of environmental engineering. I'm not a traditional engineer in the sense that my undergraduate degree is not engineering. I actually did environmental and natural resource management, chemistry, and economics at the undergraduate level. And at the point in time, I was definitely interested in interdisciplinary work, but I didn't know in which context or what field would bring all of my loves together, and I found that in environmental engineering. So if you have a background in the natural sciences, or you do some applied work in geographic informational systems, GIS, or you're doing computer science, I think this is one field where the problems that we're creating cannot be solved with solutions that we probably created 5 years ago. We need to have an interdisciplinary team. Everybody can be an environmental engineer. My USF is really special, especially the civil and environmental engineering program. I describe us as like, we're really kumbaya. I think I said that to a visiting scholar, and that everybody there is so supportive, and you really do feel like the faculty and students, everybody's in your corner and they want you to succeed. They push you to do what you didn't think you could. You're always growing. You come to a new normal of what it is that you can achieve. I think there's a major emphasis on the professional development of the engineer and not just doing research. It's like there's a major focus on community impact and not just impact factor of journals. So I really do appreciate that they're looking at development of the holistic engineer, and I really love how diverse it is there. I make a joke that I'm not certain how many Americans we have in our lab, but we have people from all over the world, and not only persons who are necessarily from another part of the world, but we also have almost everybody spends some time doing some work abroad. So you definitely benefit in the classroom from having these diverse perspectives. So it's truly a global program.